37.9 million. That's the number of Americans currently living in poverty, accounting for 11.6% of the total population. That's despite the fact that America ranks first as the richest nation in the world in terms of GDP.
The United States is known for having this great abundance, and at the same time,
Wait a minute.
alongside that abundance,
Wait a minute. Let's run that back because that's a wild number, right? 11.6% of all Americans are considered in poverty. Let that sink in for a minute. Over 30 million people, right? And it's tough because there's so many different factors that play into whether or not you are in poverty. Uh, it's like it's a big, vast gulf between poverty and like freedom and success. Like it's such a huge dichotomy between the two, right? So one of the biggest thing I would say off top, one of the biggest things I say off top, coming from poverty. Like I grew up in poverty. I grew up in the inner city. I grew up in the hood. Like when you're kids, you don't really know what you don't know. Everyone around you pretty much don't have a lot, right? So you're not really comparing yourself to other people. So it's hard to kind of gauge where you are in life. You don't have any responsibilities. You don't have anything to kind of like, I guess you could say measure it. When you start to see a difference, I know for me personally, in my experience, once I started going to like middle school and high school and we moved into a little better neighborhood, then I started to see like, wait a minute. Um, I got on the Skechers, they got on the Nikes. We driving Buick LeSabre. For some of y'all who remember that car, we had a Buick LeSabre or a Buick like a Cutlass or like a Grand Marquis or something like that, a Mercury, right? And they're riding in a a Ford Explorer, what was nice back then. That's when everybody like rolled rims where I was from and all that type of things. But I digress. The point I'm making is though, I think the same is when you become an adult too. What do I mean by that? If you hang around people and associate with people who think having less than is acceptable, then you're more prone to accept those things too. Now, with that being said, before you get in my comment section, guys, I know that every circumstance is different. I know that this is not a one size fits all, right? But nevertheless, I think it fits to what I'm saying though. Poverty sucks. It is the worst feeling ever to not be able to even just get the basic things that you need in life. Now, this is just if you're like alone. Don't have a family or, a husband or a wife or whatever, kids, children, grandma, sister, brother, other people that depend on you. It makes the shit 10 times worse. Let's play a little bit more.
Accounting for 11.6% of the total population. That's despite the fact that America ranks first as the richest nation in the world in terms of GDP.
Wow.
the United States is known for having this great abundance, and at the same time, alongside that abundance, there is widespread poverty and economic insecurity.
Difference.
Sometimes you question, we're in the United States of America. How can the citizens be going through such a...
All right, so let me pause it. Let me pause for a second. Okay, Joseph Castro, I hope that's how you pronounce your name. It says that you're a New York City resident, right? First off, I appreciate you hopping on here and sharing your story. We'll play a little bit, but I will tell you right now, okay? New York, California, Colorado, Boston, some parts of Philadelphia, and obviously in each state, in each city, you're gonna have like your expensive like areas, right? But those states I name in particular, when it comes to New York and California and like Boston, man, those are some of the most expensive states that you could live in. Considering state tax rate, the federal tax rate, the cost of living, I kid you not. I went to look at some apartments, some decent apartments. Nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. And now I was looking in Manhattan. I wasn't looking in the Bronx or nothing like that. I was looking in Manhattan, but I just wanted to kind of see, okay, Manhattan is a really nice spot. I heard a lot of great things about it. Let me see what the going rates is for like rentals. 2 bedroom, 5,500 per month. I'm gonna say that again. 2 bedroom, maybe 1,000 square foot, pretty much like a shack, right? 5,500 a month. Okay, I live outside Atlanta. In Atlanta, there are some spots to where, yes, like if you go to like the expensive spots like Buckhead, Brookhaven, maybe Sand Springs or something, you'll pay like real deal. You can get a house. You can get a house. Let me change this light. Hold on 1 second. I just noticed. Boom. And get that red. Okay. But you can get a house, 5 bedroom, 4 bath, 3.5, 4 bath, garage, yard, 3,500. So the point that I'm making is obviously the poverty rate is going to be based on your locale too. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a difference between, say, I'm from Alabama, so obviously Alabama is a like real low cost state, but it's a trade off though. So like the great thing about staying in New York or California or something like that, you have a bigger opportunity to make more money because companies pay more. It's more opportunities. Like you can really run it up, but you kind of pay for what you get. You go to some of these smaller states, right, that might not have the same type of opportunities. They might not have the economic power or something. Then obviously you're going to pay less in cost of living, but you're probably going to make less too. Probably there's some, anomalies in there, but that's pretty much like how it goes. Let's play a little bit more.
You questioned, we're in the United States of America. How can the citizens be going through such a issue? We always boast that we're a superpower, that we are the richest in the world, and things just don't make sense.
I hate saying that.
Poverty in the US had been steadily improving over the past decade. From a height of 48.8 million people living in
God,
poverty
dog.
in 2013 to 34 million in 2019. That was until the pandemic changed its course.
COVID absolutely had a very deep impact on the access to employment and long-term employment for a number of families that were already vulnerable for various reasons.
Prior,
Yeah.
it was myself and my two older brothers, along with my stepdad, that constantly worked to provide for everyone in the house. But after COVID-19 and the whole lockdown, we were laid off. And ever since then, we have had issues finding a job.
Poverty is expensive. About 11% of the federal budget, or $665 billion, goes
Yep.
to economic security programs.
Trying to
Child
help
poverty
people.
alone is estimated to cost the U.S. over $1
That's wow. So why did I want to make this video? I wanted to make this video because I think it's time for a lot of us to have a dose of reality, right? First off, if you're not one of the people who are in poverty, the very first thing we need to do is be thankful, right, for the opportunities that we have. And even if we got to return back to the office, pick up a second job, maybe delay some of the things that we want in order to get ahead, that's cool, right? Because there's always someone who is doing worse than you are, right? On top of that, I think it's important to differentiate what you see on social media versus real life. I've had a love-hate relationship with social media because I believe that the shit is not real life. I think that people put their highlight reels on there. You don't really see practice. You don't see, missed shots in the sports contents. You don't see what people go through on a day in and day out basis and a month and month out basis. not too many people really put the truth of what they're going through on social media. And I think it creates a false sense of, man, I'm not doing enough. Man, I'm falling behind. Man, these people are doing better than me. And that's really not the truth. The numbers say, guys, and I'm a numbers guy, the numbers say the average salary is right around, the sweet spot is between 42 and 47,000. That's the average salary for most Americans. Now, obviously, you got people who make less than that. You have people who make more than that. But that's pretty much like around like the average, right? And then it differentiates based on whether or not you have a bachelor's degree. It goes up to like between 70 and 77,000 and stuff. And obviously we take into account some of the minorities, but I'm speaking to the majority. The last thing I'll say is, seeing these things happen when I'm covering the updates from the Trump administration, or whether or not I'm talking about pop culture or recent events or whatever I'm talking about, I'm trying to paint this picture and make you understand that there's a difference between what's on the internet versus what's in here versus what's in here, right? I want you guys to start thinking about what's important to you, what you want to do, what's best for you and your family and the people that you have to take care of. And based off of the information that we learn together and the things we mine out, how can you apply it to your life? And how can you not be one of the 30 something million people that's in poverty? To me, if you live in check to check, you're one flu away. I'll give you an example. And I'll close you out. I was driving this morning, no lie. I put my hand on the Bible, my Bible right here, right? I put my hand on it, no lie, right? I was driving this morning to drop my daughters off at school on the interstate. This pickup truck kind of cut in front of me a little bit, and he ran over some like steel rod. I don't know what it was. It might have fell off an 18-wheeler or something, but the rod came towards me, towards the windshield. I duck. I don't know why I duck. I'm inside the car because I thought it was going to hit the windshield, but it ended up hitting the bumper. And I'm like, okay, well, it hit the bumper. Okay, cool. Once I stopped at the house, and I'm gonna put a picture in the community chat so you know I'm not lying. Once I stopped at the house, it hit the bottom of the bumper, tore the bumper up, but it also hit like the damn frame of the car and put a hole in the bottom of the frame of the car, guys. And we just got this car less than a month ago. I bullshit you not. We literally just got the car. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is, what if it would have hit the windshield? What if it would have busted a tire? What if it would have hit the headlight or something like that, right? That would have been at least a few hundred. And like they just said on the story, most people can't even cover a $500 emergency. So the fact that I have that money put up, that's what I'm talking about. Building an emergency fund, continuing to work on your skills, right? Putting yourself in a position to level up in your company or level up to another company, right? Listen, it's possible. We can do it. I'm going to be here with you.